from Texas that feel that R.C. Slocum was witnessing that celebration. Slocum, in his 8th year as head coach, he's had good success against John Mackovic. Mackovic, meanwhile, just 1-3 against the Aggies. We are set for the kick. A&M won the toss, electing to defer. Texas will receive. Kyle Bryant, number 3, that man, kicking off for the Aggies. Back deep, receiving Sean Mitchell and Bryant Westbrook for the Longhorns, and we are underway. This is Sean Mitchell, and slipping at the 22-yard line. And James Brown last year put on one of the most courageous performances I've ever seen in college football. He played in this game against Texas A&M with a severely sprained ankle, played with an air cast on the foot. On 1st and 10 from the 22-yard line, Ricky Williams, the lone back. Brown's going to throw to number 82, Derek Lewis, the tight end. Look at the Chili's backs and receivers for Texas. Ricky Williams out of San Diego, California. 6 feet, 220 pounds, a sophomore. A huge, speedy load running behind this talented offensive line, John.
And Sean Roquet of Arizona State shows you how highly he is regarded.
The back's running out of the eye. Nice gain running between the tackles. Number 3, Sean Mitchell. Kevin Mitchell leads that A&M wrecking crew defense.
And they're 7th in the nation against the rush. Kevin Mitchell's going to play in the backfield all day long.
Rich Cody, number 48, is the leader back there in the secondary.
Just a walk-on, but he has helped solidify that defensive backfield that was rattled early in the season, Mark.
James Brown on 1st down. Pass complete at the 43-yard line. Adams holds many school receiving records. Now on 2nd down and 1 for the Longhorns. Brown hands it off to Ricky Williams. He's got the first and then some. A nice stiff arm falling forward, lunging down to the 36-yard line. Ran through one tackler right there, too. At the 36-yard line, Holmes and Williams in the backfield. Brown to pass for Fitzgerald. He's got it. Down to the 4-yard line. Pat Fitzgerald, the tight end, finally brought down by Rich Cody. A 32-yard pickup.
James Brown is 3 for 3 for 48 yards.
He sure does look good. Back split. That's Holmes and Williams behind Brown. It's Priest Holmes over the right side, and he takes it to the house. A 4-yard touchdown run by Holmes.
Boy, that was too easy. And the whole series was pass run
with the extra point. Dawson is good. 6 plays, 77 yards. They didn't use up much time. The Longhorns lead it 7-0 when we come back. Their last few contests, the last 3, have gotten off to slow starts. They fumble it. Hall fumbles it. And he pounces on it at the 23-yard line. 1st down and 10 for the Aggies now at the 23. Single back set. That's number 22, Eric Bernard, tripped up. And he's the transfer from Tennessee. He came to A&M with high expectations, but critics might say those expectations have not been fulfilled yet, John.
You see Slocum bagged out and went to the running game, something he's very comfortable with.
It's 2nd and 10. Brandon Stewart passing on the post pattern, incomplete. Overthrowing his intended receiver, number 37, Dante Hawkins. Look at our Chili's backs and receivers. Number 80 has rewritten the receiving record book in College Station. Albert Connell. Calvin Collins, number 54, attended A&M only after he visited the school on a promise from his mother. 3rd down and 10. Fumble. They put it on the ground. A very shaky first offensive series.
Hey, Mooley, but never got a handle on the football.
Here's Mike Adams at the 32-yard line. Adams did well to dodge 2 tacklers, falling forward to the 38-yard line. Shunned by the voters for the 1st or 2nd team, maybe playing with something to prove today. He was 3 of 3 on his first drive, and he's almost picked off on that pass attempt. He sure was. The 38-yard line, Holmes and Williams now split behind Brown. Fitzgerald, the tight end, lined up to the right. The wrecking crew blitzing. They pick it up, and Williams maybe gets a yard.
And I think that's one of the best matchups you'll see all year.
Be a great one to watch today. 3rd down and 8 out of the shotgun. Brown on the post, McGarity, and he's overthrown.
Much more than 7 points early in this game.
Mark Schultz is punting, John, from his own 30. A high spiral that comes down at the 23. Dante Hall is an extremely dangerous punt return man. There's a look at the Capitol building here in Austin, Texas. Eric Bernard, the lone back. On the counter, Bernard maybe gets a yard, maybe 2 on the play.
Aaron Humphrey is a true freshman. He's got 50 tackles in the last 5 games. Casey Hampton, 64, the nose tackle, made the play on that last play. These are a bunch of guys that have to improve. And I think this is the best cornerback in the country, maybe the first cornerback drafted, Bryant Westbrook.
Pros are salivating over him. The pass incomplete, intended for Dante Hawkins. 3rd down and 8. They are 0 for 2 so far in 3rd down conversion situations. 3 receivers. Stewart overthrows Connell, and it'll be 4th. Leckler, high spiral punt. Adams with a fair catch at the 25-yard line. That Big 12 championship game next Saturday.
And Texas would love to be the winner of that game's opponent.
Running on 1st down is Sean Mitchell.
Anytime you do something like that, you run the risk of jinxing somebody.
3 receivers out. Quick 3-step drop by Brown. And it's complete to number 86, Matt Davis. 3rd down and 8. Brown's going to pass. Going up top for Adams. And he caught it. Laying out. Complete at the 27. But he still is pretty explosive. He won't get better until he has a long chance to heal. This is Williams on 1st and 10. Getting to the perimeter just for a moment. 2nd down and 4. Ricky Williams to the short side of the field, wrapped up nicely at the 28-yard line.
Texas rushes about 57% of the time, so they're very close to what they normally do during the course of the year.
3rd and 6 out of the shotgun, James Brown. Incomplete. Not sure exactly who he was.
When a kicker has to kick, in what conditions?
This one, John, coming from 44 yards out. He has a reputation of being a clutch field goal kicker. And Dawson nails this one. The Longhorns off to a great beginning here in the 1st quarter. They lead 10-0 when we come back. They're playing that championship game next week. Game you'll see on ABC. Stockton with the kickoff. Dante Hall, who fumbled the last one. Let Sir Parker take this. And he's brought down at the 10-yard line. No doubt, 1st and 10 for the Aggies on the 13. This is Tiki Hardiman. Single back set. And they run it between the tackles again.
But it still puts them in a tough 3rd down situation.
Yeah, 3rd and 4. The toss. Flag down on the play. That's Bernard. He's got the 1st down and then some. He has got open real estate. Allen in pursuit. Allen collars him at the 2-yard line. But there are 2 flags down on the play.
Penalties on the offense. Offside and holding. The holding penalty will be declined. 5-yard penalty for offsides will be accepted.
Nose of the ball in the 14. Stewart to pass. Downfield. Incomplete and dropped by Dante Hawkins. He had it and let it slip through his arms.
Get a real good view of what a quarterback's looking at, but the ball wasn't caught.
There's Leckler's punt to Mike Adams, calling for the fair catch.
They always remember November. He hasn't lost since 1989 in the month of November.
Gerald in motion. They run the counter tray. This is Ricky Williams. Chopped down nicely
against Southwestern Louisiana, and they were rattled for a while.
Running the ball once again. Twins left formation. Now they have 3 receivers on the play. Brown scrambling. This is where he can hurt you. Lobs it up. And it's incomplete. And now a late flag at the 32. I mean, that flag came tomorrow. Secondary.
Let's see if Shunhorn, who I believe was the defender here. Actually, it was Brandon Jennings, number 30. But it appears to me that they've taken the flag away. They've talked about it, and they've ruled that there's no interference.
Soltis has 11 punts inside the 20 this year. Hall calling for the fair catch right at the 20-yard line. A&M won it 18-9. And here's another number 34, a talented youngster, Dante Hall. Coming after that 17-yard run by Hall. There's the counter tray. Hall again. And still on his feet.
Look out. This young man is quite a player. Down.
Out to the 43-yard line is Dante Hall again, and got him. Nice numbers today. 2nd and 4. Here he is again. One of 4 talented running backs at A&M.
I hope they weren't offsides again. Okay. I guess this is a lot better, isn't it? When you're not offsides, illegal procedure. Right now, for sure, Dante Hall has the hot hand, and they'll stay with him.
Here's the counter again. Hall is forward progress, taking him near the 38.
That's true freshman on true freshman.
On 3rd down and 6, Bernard and Broyles split. Stewart to pass, has time. Incomplete. Through the arms of number 88, Leroy Hodge. Chris Carter standing at his own 10. Lechler aiming for the Compton corner. Instead, it bounces into the end zone. Fitzgerald and Lewis, the tight ends in the ball game, on 1st and 10 for James Brown. Going up top for Adams. Defended well by Donovan Greer, stride for stride. And the Mauls walking on the streets, bragging rights at stake. Here's Sean Mitchell slipping once again. Slipped earlier today on 1:51 to play in the first period. 10-0 for Texas. Brown under pressure. Into traffic. Almost caught. No flag on the play. Adams says, I can't believe it. They Hall still with hopes of breaking one. Hall eschewing the fair catch. Brought down at the 38.
Texas defensive front hammers some runs at him.
Let's see what they do here on 1st and 10. They toss it on the running play. That's number 20, Tiki Hardiman.
And this is the way of getting the whole team into this football game.
Running nothing new in College Station. To the tight end, Dan Campbell, who makes the reception, falls about a yard shy of the 1st down. That was Stewart's first completion of the day. 3rd and short, the toss to the short side of the field. Hardiman, not sure that he got there. Afternoon has a shot at setting a new school average record for punts. High spiral. Chris Carter with a fair catch at the 10-yard line. 2 receivers to the top of your screen. Instead, they run it. That's Ricky Williams. And it's loose. A&M has it. You saw them ripping at the ball, and they finally sprung it loose. Number 9, Dat Wynn, making the recovery. So the Aggies staring a huge opportunity in the face when we come back to begin the 2nd quarter of play. It's 10-0 in the Texas Hill Country. The Longhorns lead it. Crushed at the 8-yard line by Chris Carter and Tyson King, number 50. 2nd and goal. Bernard stuffed. 5 seconds on the play clock. On the slant, incomplete, flag down.
Pass interference. Defense.
They like to use Broyles as the lead blocker on the ISO, but instead they run the toss. Touchdown Aggies, Hardiman. A 2-yard scamper to Pater. And Texas A&M is on the scoreboard.
Run forcing for a corner is very important.
The extra point bounces off the upright, no good. And Kyle Bryant misses for just the third time this year on the point after the touchdown. But the Aggies have 6. We'll be right back. Moments ago, kicking off to Mike Scarborough and Sean Mitchell. A short kickoff. Landing at the 23, that's Mitchell. He's had trouble staying on his feet so far today, slipping. Good footing on this run back, though. Mitchell across midfield. This one will come back.
Averaged 80 yards a game in his last 6 games. He only averaged 25 yards a game in his first 4 games of the year.
They fake the draw. Brown's going to pass. Coming back to the ball nicely is his receiver.
James Brown now 6 for 12 for 109 yards.
And Mike Adams, 3 of those completions for a total of 65 yards. Ricky Williams running it and stuffed up right at the line of scrimmage.
He's only 6'1", 213 pounds, but he's playing right there in the middle with all the big guys.
Second down and 12. Brown passing on the out. Incomplete, intended for his favorite target, number 83, Mike Adams. A real success story, Dean. Third down and 12. Brown has time again. Throws behind Adams. With 12:10 to play in the first half. Schultes, high, short, shank.
Reminiscent of the Notre Dame game, isn't it?
Starting to twitch a little bit. Yeah, my dome was getting a little wet. Nose of the ball on the 40-yard line, 1st and 10. Brandon Stewart rolling out. Downfield, had 2 guys in the vicinity. Neither caught it. Just under 12 minutes to play in the half, and 3 flags.
Dead ball. False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
For Texas, so they don't want to squander this opportunity.
Now John, 2nd and 15. 3 wideouts on the play. They toss it to the short side of the field. Dante Hall. Undaunting and unrelenting. Down inside the 20-yard line. A 27-yard pickup.
He's the guy I would want to stay with right now if I were the Aggies.
That'd be a good call. Instead, it's number 20, Tiki Hardiman, running over the right side after that short respite. The counter play. Hall tackled at the 16, maybe lost a yard.
And he hasn't been playing that well, but today he's 100%.
John, 3rd and 8. Stewart into the end zone for Connell, incomplete. Kyle Bryant now into attempt a field goal from 33 yards out. He's 17 of 22 on the year. He's a semifinalist for the Lou Groza Award for supremacy in field goal kicking. How supreme is he? That's supreme.
Yeah, they miss the extra points, but they get those field goals, don't they?
Miss the 1, get the 3. Bryant kicking off from his own 35. It's 10-9. Aggies trail by a point. Another high, short kickoff coming down at the 16-yard line. That's Sean Mitchell, who got jacked. 1st and 10 for the Longhorns. Nose of the ball at the 25-yard line. Ricky Williams running right up the middle.
He said, what'd you hit this year in single A? I said, what? I found out it has a 1 handle on it. It's 1 something, but I know 1 is not good in baseball.
188, but you didn't hear it from us. 2nd down and 1. James Brown on the quick 3-step drop completes the pass at the 42-yard line to Matt Davis. He's 7 of 15 for 119 yards. 3 receivers on 1st and 10 for Texas. They give it to Williams. Williams ran right through the arms of number 9, Dat Wynn. Technically, he is a walk-on. The Phillies paying for his education. Backside pressure on the blue, and Brown goes down. Man, did he get sacked by Donovan Greer. Yeah. Timing the essence of that play call and success for A&M on that last play. Backside of the offset eye on 3rd and 14. Trying to set up the screen out of the backfield. Priest Holmes can't hang on. Schultes punting from his own 25. Gets off a better punt this time after that 11-yarder last time out of the Aggies fortunate to get it back. 10 for the Aggies, who trail by a point here in the 2nd quarter.
And he's still got it. People He has to take out his ID and show people that he actually plays football, and his name's Tyson King, because he's not a very big guy.
Two tight ends set, John, and they run it. That's Eric Bernard again.
Zach Thomas has enjoyed in the NFL.
3rd and 5. The quick slant complete. And a first down for Texas A&M at the 38-yard line. Warming up a little bit down on the field. Here's Dante Hall. He is performing well today. Out near a first down.
And his block from Steve McKinney, 72. There's nobody in position there.
Well, John, that time they were in position. Backside of the eye. Hardeman and Broyles. They run the ISO. And Hardeman has the first down.
He's in there for one thing, and that's to knock people over.
That's hammer time when he's in there. Here's the counter. Bernard.
You think that maybe A&M would go at Danaher a little bit, 18.
Good idea.
Here's a chance on 2nd and 9. Play fake, and it's incomplete. And 3rd down and 9. 3-receiver set for A&M. Stewart audibling at the line. Downfield, incomplete. You know, that's why number 30, Leckler, is the punt. And they're not able to down it. And Warmer, of course, where he is. 1st and 10. It's the BMW backfield. Mitchell and Williams. But the pass is complete to the tight end, Pat Fitzgerald, number 81.
And he's started to become a bigger part of this passing offense.
They run it on 1st and 10. Mitchell still on his feet. Setting up an 8-yard gain. It's 2nd down and 2. Priest Holmes and Ricky Williams in the pro set. And Makovic likes those different formations. Brown passes complete to Fitzgerald, his tight end again, right near midfield. Mike Adams in the slot to the top of your screen. They run it to Sean Mitchell, who's sacked back at the 47-yard line.
Defensive tackles are at a premium in the NFL. Not a whole lot of guys want to play inside anymore.
And not a glamorous position. 2nd and 13. Backside pressure. Brown gets it off. And it's incomplete. Intended for Adams. Ricky Williams isn't as good as Byron Hanspard. Sure those words weren't lost on Williams. 3rd and 13. On the slant. Complete. Touchdown McGarity. There's a flag down on the play at the 32.
Holding defense.
Which will stand. Much to the delight of the head coach, John Makovic. Yeah. 43 on the year. And the extra point is good, capping a 6-play, 80-yard drive, using up 1:31 on the clock. Do you think they're happy here in Austin? Against the winner of Nebraska and Colorado, a game you'll see coming up next here on ABC. Here's Hall at the 4. Finds a seam which closes up quickly. Hall and Broyles in the offset eye. Dante Hall's running over the right side and maybe got a yard. Casey Hampton, that really is a compelling one. 3 receivers. They toss it to Hall. And Hall has room, has a first down over the 40 to the 41-yard line.
Smiling at me.
All right. 1st and 10 from the 40. Stewart. It's ruled complete at the 45-yard line to Leroy Hodge. 2nd down and 6 for A&M. The inside handoff to number 20, Tiki Hardeman.
Marching band. You talk about a difference in style and the way they approach things.
And right now, Stewart is on the run.
And he did not. Did he get on the right side of the marker?
Never did. Mike Adams back deep for this Leckler punt. Adams lets it go over his head. A&M unable to down it. He's carrying 210 pounds with him. Here's Ricky Williams. carrying 220 pounds on his frame. Well, the first 30 minutes of the 103rd edition of Texas against Texas A&M is in the books. The Horns lead it 17-9. It's been a good first half. Right now, we're going to go to John Saunders in sunny.
Well, in terms of recruiting,
no doubt. Texas kicking off to the Aggies. Dante Hull lets it bounce into the end zone. 1st and 10, backside of the eye. This is number 22, Eric Bernard. A&M in the familiar position of trailing at halftime, and they've come back to win on the last 3 opportunities. The pass complete to Albert Connell.
25 yards right now. It's not much of a commitment.
3rd and 1. And Stewart keeps it himself for them in the long run, because a lot of schools and potential quarterbacks like that passing game. They run it. That's Eric Bernard. 2nd down and 9. Connell in motion to the top of your screen. They run the counter. And a flag as Bernard got jacked.
Run, I think unequivocally right now, Bryant Westbrook.
Stewart's going to pass. They set up the screen. And it's incomplete, intended for Tiki Hardiman. You'll see on ABC. 3rd down and 23 for the Aggies. Stewart back across the field to Hall. What a move! Dante Hall undressed a would-be tackler.
Tackle playing off some blocks.
And they fake the punt. A&M is going to roll the dice. And the gamble comes up short. Kyle Bryant made a dash for the 1st down, but was denied by number 80, Dustin Armstrong.
But a good tackle nonetheless.
1st and 10, James Brown going to work. Ricky Williams. Williams tackled at the 31-yard line, picking up about 8 yards on 1st down. Mike Adams split to the bottom of your screen in the slot. They run it. Ricky Williams tackled at the 30-yard line. That might force the outcome. 3rd and 1. They've got the 1st down. Priest Holmes.
To the Aggies' credit, he hasn't had any breakouts today either. They played very good run defense against him.
Split backs on 1st and 10. Brown looking up top for McGarity. And it's incomplete at the 3-yard line. He was working on Donovan Greer.
But they're both willing to do interchangeable things. Block, run, catch. They do it all together.
Versatile, as is Ricky Williams on this carry. Williams lowers that shoulder and is forced out of bounds at the 20-yard line.
He loves the comparison, though, doesn't he?
Sure, it's flattering. Mitchell and Brown keeps it himself. Brown down to the 5-yard line.
That's something James Brown couldn't do last year with that bum ankle and athleticism in the open field.
He really sold the fake too, John. 1st and goal. The handoff is to Sean Mitchell. Mitchell finding a crease down to maybe the 2.5-yard line. 2nd and goal for the Longhorns. Holmes and Williams in the pro set. Play fake. Brown into the end zone, wide open. Touchdown, Derek Scott.
This is the mastery of John Makovic.
With the extra point intent. Dawson makes it 24-9. The Longhorns can smell that Big 12 title game coming up.
Pretty tough in that football game for a while.
At the 3-yard line, Dante Hall. Hall out to the 27-yard line.
Hard to get it back from, but I'll tell you, A&M has come from behind the last 3 weeks and won, and you can't count them out. There's too many big play guys in there. But you got to sort of go from the seat of your britches. If you think it'll work, you got to run it. Of course, you got to be ready to go take the consequences if it doesn't work. But that's just part of the game that makes it interesting, I guess, and for Colorado. But, you know, we had a chance to control our own destiny. We just didn't get it done.
Coach will get back to you after this play. Incomplete. 4th down coming up.
And then hope something will happen and get back with a little momentum. Have something good happen and change the tune of this thing a little bit.
Can they win a high-scoring game?
Hell, I got a little of it back yesterday, John. There's not any question about that.
It's 1st and 10 for Texas at the 40. Rod Coleman in the backfield. James Brown to pass. Complete to Fitzgerald at midfield. Steps out of bounds at the 47-yard line. Coach, 1st down and 10. What is all those calls coming in for Coach Dykes from boosters booking some tickets for the bowl game?
Coach, what's your take right now?
Coach Dykes' team playing Nebraska tough this year, a game that we did.
Yeah, unfortunately, Hansford put the ball on the ground. First play of the game there. Something you don't want to do against Nebraska. Terrell Farley picked it up and scored. It was
a chance to slow their offense down, but boy, their defense is a son of a gun, man. I'm telling you.
It sure is.
Coach, we love you. We hear britches and son of a gun in one interview. The pass complete to McGarity, who's having a huge day down to the 23-yard line. It is 1st and 10 from the 23-yard line. They run the counter to Williams, one of their favorite plays. And look at that stiff arm by Ricky Williams. And
It's a great job y'all done for college football. I'm telling you, it's really great to be associated.
1st down, 1 to go. James Brown into the end zone. Mike Adams, who else? He's got it like that.
Matchup on a free safety.
Well, that's why they call him the playmaker. The extra point is no good.
Yeah, I didn't see Dawson. I think he fell down.
Phil Dawson missing for just the 3rd time this year on the extra point. One more look at the guy they call the playmaker. With all apologies to Michael Irvin. We'll be right back. Dante Hall and Sir Parker back deep for the kickoff. Hall. Well, not much choice there.
You know, you have Danny Werfel with more experience at quarterback, but I'm going to go with defense on that one.
Brandon Stewart on 1st and 10. Incomplete for Connell. 30-9. They surrendered just 9 points. Dante Hall, who's had the bulk of carrying the ball today, brought down.
There's already talk of who might succeed Gary Darnell down here in Lou Temple.
Yeah, that's right. Out of Illinois, he was Mikovic's defensive coordinator at Illinois.
3rd and 9, and the sack. There's that defense led by big number 9-6. Adams on the punt return at the 45. Adams rocked at the 40.
Redshirt freshman guys that stand up. He said these guys could never play in the Army because they stand up and would get shot.
James Brown on the flanker screen. McGarity. Oh, is that his head or the football or his helmet? Oh, it's an Aggie one.
Look at that. Look at that impact. And that thing was buckled up before he started that play. It wasn't like one of those quarterbacks walking around with the chin strap hanging down.
2 receivers out to the top of the screen. James Brown hands it off to Ricky Williams, who stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Hey, that worked. 3rd down and 1. And that is Ricky Williams. If you don't know, you better ask someone. Ricky Williams down to the 15-yard line, a Longhorns 1st down. Offensive line done well today. Backs out of the eye. Brown trying to make something out of nothing. And he's brought down at the 14-yard line. And he says he's looking forward to it because that's where he and his wife,
Amy Lynn, spent their honeymoon.
Yeah. They're going to Disney World.
Who grew up in Aggie country.
5-yard penalty. Repeat 2nd down.
Under 3 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. 2nd and 13 for Texas. Here comes the blitz. Brown to the hot receiver, and it's incomplete, intended for 86. Matt Davis.
And James Brown.
2nd down and 31 for the Longhorns. Williams in motion. Brown for Adams on the post. You got it. Touchdown, Mike Adams.
And he has just broken the career touchdown reception mark That's his 16th touchdown reception of his career. Broke Lavelle Pinckney's record of 15, Mark.
Bill Dawson, good on the extra point. A high, short kick. Fair catch called at the 38-yard line. I don't want to have to carry you out of here. Stewart out of the backfield. To Bernard, who's wrapped up and brought down.
Wasn't it Bull stolen again, wasn't it? It was another practical joke on top of that.
Another Aggie stole it again.
Broyles with the catch out near the first down marker.
A rushing quarterback like that, they're used to sticking it in.
We were wrong about him. Stewart passing. Oh, boy. Not the way they drew it up, but Bernard caught it nonetheless. Certain brand they put on him. Forced him in. 3 receivers out on this play. And it's incomplete, intended for Connell. Number 30, Bryant Westbrook. 1:01 to play in the third quarter. 3rd down and 9. Aggies trail 37-9 on the flanker screen. Incomplete. Flags down. Less than a minute to play now in the third quarter. Stewart under pressure.
He's got a player wide open in the middle.
And he finds one. On the fumble. Now is it complete in a fumble?
Oh, Barry Johnson made the catch, Mark, and yes, it looks like he fumbled the ball.
Texas has possession.
Barry Johnson's a great story.
The Longhorn fans lit at the curse rally are working.
Yeah, they must be.
Part of the tradition here in this game. John Mitchell cutting back against the flow. Mitchell out to the 40 and a first down for Texas.
Yeah, they're giving Brown the protection. They're starting to run the ball real well now, and they're going back for more again.
Counter tray. Mitchell brought down. 3 quarters in the book. 37-9 for Texas. We'll return with more action between Texas A&M and Texas after this message and a word from our ABC station. First and 10 for James Brown and Texas at the 40. Brown to pass. Mike Adams.
Oh, he did it.
Complete. Houdini is on the field wearing number 83.
He's always in position to make the play, closes on the football. Watch Mike Adams stay with this football over the shoulder, off his shoulder pads, back into his hands. And he's making a great statement here in his last game at home, isn't he?
Sure is. 6 catches, 152 yards, a couple of touchdowns. Ricky Williams chopped down at the 23-yard line. A little revisionist history. Ricky Williams slashing his way down to the 18-yard line, cutting like a knife through that Aggie defense. 3rd and 6. James Brown looking for Adams, keeps it himself. The hardest working quarterback on Thanksgiving weekend.
Wants to add more to the scoreboard.
The toss to Ricky Williams, short side of the field. Little Earl down to the 2.5-yard line.
Today, he and everybody else have been no match for the Longhorns. They're just playing so well offensively.
Brown hands it off. Touchdown Longhorns. Priest Holmes, his 2nd of the day.
Is peaking at the right moment.
Sure are. Dawson with the extra point to make it 44-9. Makovic, the offensive innovator, has his team hitting on all cylinders.
It's amazing how things can turn in 1 year.
Yeah, you don't want to answer those messages from the AD if you're a head coach right now when you come home. Ball goes out of the end zone. So
Instructing the Horns to light the red candle and let it fully burn to put a hex on the Aggies.
well, they probably got some extra candles out, Dean, for this one. Positive aspects from both sides. Differences to be celebrated. And this is Dante Hall out to the 30-yard line near the first down. Stopped up initially.
Yeah, again, but look what James Brown has done through the air today. 300 yards.
Brandon Stewart through the air. Completes it at the 37-yard line.
I saw him in their last game against Oklahoma, and the true freshman you saw in that one play still is not going to give up in this game.
2nd and 4. Brandon Stewart to pass and sacked. Back at the 33-yard line for the second time today. Casey Hampton
slides laterally and makes the tackle.
John, after the loss, it's now 3rd and 7. Stewart downfield and incomplete. Intended for Leroy Hodge. Mike Adams has already had a fantastic day. Back at the 18-yard line with the fair catch.
Score, the way he plays right now, they're down by 30-some points, not up by that many. That's how this guy plays game in and game out.
I have to admire the effort. This is the effort of Ricky Williams out to the 28-yard line.
You know, some players, they feel like they have good sophomore, juniors years, and they just try and get through the senior year without getting hurt.
Yeah. Tend to put it on Cruz. 9:23 to play in the 4th quarter. Brees Holmes near the first down.
But you're exactly right. James Brown is more than willing to share the information he can with Richard Walton.
And Walton completing a pass nicely that time. Good pace on the ball.
And just see how John Makovich tries to get his players out of the game.
And Ricky Williams is still there. Ricky Williams is going to take it to the house. Touchdown, Texas. 55 yards. You talk about great ways to make an exit. He could take a seat now. It's interesting that before one of the games this year, Bucky Godbold, the running backs coach, showed Williams some tape of Barry Sanders, and he pulled off a couple of spin moves in the next game. He's a quick study. John Makovich loves the fact that he's playing. We'll be right back. Well, the Campbell gave him a stiff arm. Said, I still think I can kick your butt.
Gave him the old Heisman pose.
Yeah, might be right, too. Sir Parker with his first touch.
This guy has some speed.
He sure does. He was their leading rusher coming into the game. Still on his feet. His mother called him sir to get respect, and he'll get respect with that run back. 100 yards. Believe it.
Sir Parker out of South Central Los Angeles.
Instead of 1. On the fade. Flag down. Connell, the intended receiver. Westbrook. If I'm Notre Dame, I make sure I get a 2-headed coin with the golden dome on it. Incomplete. So the 2-point conversion fails. Intended for Derek Spiller. New quarterback in the game, Marty Cherry, number 14 for Texas. Ricky Brown will have all your pregame information for you. Pass complete.
I don't know about this. I don't know if you need to be throwing out routes.
John, Texas running the ball well, as they do on this play.
Number 27, Chris Butcher.
Another new ball carrier, Chris Butcher, number 27.
Teams off balance. You saw it today when he threw the football so effectively in the early drives.
And James Brown came out through it, and they really set the tone. Hall makes it bounce, lets it bounce down to the 21-yard line.
I wonder how many other prayers were said like that in the state of Texas yesterday.
Probably not the only one.
That's right.
New quarterback in the game, Randy McNown. Earl doing it on the ground. McNown, incomplete for Connell. And a somewhat frustrating season as well. The loss today, if A&M doesn't come back, would mean that they would not be eligible for a bowl game.
And I think certainly don't qualify now, but they were kind of hearing rumblings of that as well. And I know that Spike already had his hula outfit on, the sunscreen and everything else, getting ready for that game.
That's a pretty sight, isn't it?
Yeah, sure is.
And Mike Adams is a pretty sight, too, when he decides to run the ball, blowing out a game that at halftime stood 17-9 for the Longhorns.
Number 27.
Running it on first down, that's Chris Butcher.
By the way, you did a real nice job driving that thing for us, too, Dean.
Is that what they call Volkswagens these days? Longhorns weren't snoozing today, though. Artie Cherry, third quarterback in the game now. Passing incomplete.
In South Division of the Big 12, going to St. Louis, playing in that game. And, you know, an at-large Alliance Bowl bid still hangs in the balance.
And to the players' credit of Texas, they rallied around one another.
And I'm sorry, not an at-large alliance.
Under 4 minutes to play now. They keep it on the ground. Just trying to burn that clock. That's Brown. Both teams locked at 7-0 atop the North Division. Right here, it's 3rd down and 4. Chris Butcher puts it on the ground. No signal yet. And Texas, it's been that type of day for them. They would never play a black quarterback. Well, they were wrong.
And his father had a big part of that decision for him. Said, you take that challenge on and erase those stereotypes.
2nd and 6. Run it down to the 25-yard line. 1:18 to play. Richard Walton under pressure. Makes like James Brown, escaping down to the 20-yard line, picking up a yard. Backside of the eye. Butcher cutting his way down to the 15. This edition of Texas against Texas A&M will go to the Longhorns 51-15. Hope you enjoyed your Thanksgiving football, folks. Coming up next, it's Colorado, Nebraska. Stick around for that one.